Every machine learning model comes with a set of dials you have to set before training even begins. Get them right and your model performs at its best. Get them wrong, and the exact same algorithm can go from state-of-the-art to nearly useless. Today we're going to visualize and understand hyperparameter tuning. What hyperparameters actually are, the three main strategies for finding the best ones, and the workflow that keeps your results honest. Let's start with the difference between parameters and hyperparameters. Parameters are the values a model learns from data. Things like neural network weights, regression coefficients, and decision tree split thresholds. Hyperparameters are different. They are the settings you choose before training begins, and they control how the model learns. The learning rate, the maximum depth of a tree, the number of hidden layers, the regularization strength. None of these are learned automatically, you set them. And the values you pick have an enormous impact on the final result. To see why tuning matters, consider a simple example. The same neural network trained with a learning rate of 0.01 achieves 91% accuracy. Train the same network with a learning rate of 0.5 and it achieves only 55%. Same architecture, same data, same algorithm. Completely different outcome. This is why tuning is not optional. Grid search is the most straightforward approach. You define a grid of values for each hyperparameter and train a model for every possible combination. If you have 2 parameters each with 4 possible values, that is 16 training runs. Grid search guarantees you find the best combination within your grid, but the cost grows exponentially. Add a third parameter with 5 values and you are suddenly running 80 training jobs. It is practical for small search spaces of 2 or 3 parameters, but breaks down fast as soon as you add more. Random search is smarter than it sounds. Instead of trying every combination, it samples randomly from the search space. The key insight, proven by Bergstra and Bengio in 2012, is that random search covers each parameter's full range independently. When only 1 or 2 hyperparameters really matter, random search finds good values much faster than a grid. With 50 iterations, you often match what a grid search would find using hundreds. Bayesian optimization takes this further by learning from each trial. It builds a surrogate model, typically a Gaussian process, that predicts model performance across the entire parameter space. After each evaluation, it updates this surrogate, then uses an acquisition function to pick the next point that balances exploring unknown regions with exploiting the best ones found so far. This makes it dramatically more sample efficient, finding excellent hyperparameters in 20 to 50 trials where random search might need hundreds. The most important rule in hyperparameter tuning is one that gets broken constantly. Never tune on the test set. Every time you evaluate hyperparameter choices using the test set, you are leaking information from that set into your decisions. The test set is supposed to tell you how your final model will perform on completely unseen data. The moment you tune against it, it is no longer a fair measure of anything. Use a separate validation set or inner cross-validation folds for all tuning decisions. The test set gets touched exactly once. At the very end. The practical workflow that works consistently is this. Start with default hyperparameters and record a baseline. Diagnose whether you have a bias or variance problem before tuning. No amount of hyperparameter adjustment can fix a structurally wrong model. Identify the 2 or 3 parameters that matter most. For most models, that is learning rate, tree depth, and regularization strength. Run a coarse random search over wide log scale ranges to find the promising region of the space. Then run a fine grid search within that region to find the precise optimum. Finally, evaluate once on the test set, report both scores, and never tune again after seeing the test result. Thanks for watching. If this helped, comment and subscribe.